Welcome back to Headline News by Shannel, where I bring you trending topics. As soon as I find out about it, I bring it straight to you. Now, today I'm bringing you breaking news and a very sad occasion that just occurred in the state of Georgia. Now, it has been confirmed that 4 people were unalived and 9 hospitalized in a school shooting in Georgia. The suspect is in custody. Now, the shooting took place at Apalachee High School in Winder, Georgia. At least 4 people are unalive and 9 are hospitalized after a shooting at a Georgia high school, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has confirmed. Now, in an updated post on Twitter, the GBI, which is assisted in the investigation, also said a suspect is in custody and is alive, adding that the reports that the suspect had been neutralized is inaccurate. Authorities have not said how many of the victims are children. Now, CNN reported, citing law enforcement sources, that the suspect is a 14-year-old male, which is different than what I read in another article where an eyewitness, which was a student at the school, said that they looked down the hallway and they saw the person with the GUN and said that the person was a man. Now, the law enforcement said it was a 14-year-old male, but they said that it's unclear if the suspect is a student at the school. Now, the Barrow County Sheriff Office said that the shooting was reported at 10:23 a.m. on Wednesday, September the 4th at Apalachee High School in Winder, Georgia. Now, school had just started, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and the kids are just now trying to settle back into the new school year until something like this has happened. Now, they said that they was already preparing for, a case scenario like this with the drills that they was performing. Most of the students thought that this was a drill. So they just thought it was a drill and they was going through the motion until they heard the shots being fired. At that point, they knew that it was real. They said that most of the students ran out of the classrooms if they was able to, and they left their keys and their cell phones behind. A couple of students said that they were so scared that they was crying and shocked. Some students said that they weren't able to leave the school, so therefore they barricaded themselves into the classroom. Now, the school was reported on lockdown in the aftermath of the shooting. Now, Atlanta News first reported that dozens of ambulances could be seen outside the school with a medic helicopter overhead. Now, in a post on X, which is formerly known as Twitter, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp said that he has directed all available state resources to the school. Now, President Joe Biden said that in a statement shared by the White House Wednesday afternoon that he is mourning the deaths of those unalived in the shooting and that he is thinking of all of the survivors whose lives are forever changed. In quotes, he said, "What should have been a joyous back-to-school season in Winder, Georgia, has now turned into another horrific reminder of how GUN violence continues to tear our communities apart. Students across the country are learning how to duck and cover instead of how to read and write," the president said. "We cannot continue to accept this as normal." Now, Biden also added that we are closely coordinating with officials at the federal, state, and local level and are grateful for the first responders who brought the suspect into custody and prevented further loss of life. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris also addressed the shooting during a public speech on Wednesday, calling the prevalence of GUN violence in America's schools outrageous. In quotes, "This is just a senseless tragedy on top of so many senseless tragedies," Harris said. "We have to stop it. We have to end the epidemic of GUN violence once and for all. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way at all." Now, Winder, Georgia is about 50 miles outside of Atlanta. Now, my thing is, how did Kamala hear about this? It just happened this morning, and she made an announcement at her rally that she was giving. It's almost like she was prepared to give this type of speech. Now, I'm not saying anything, other than I would just wonder, how did she hear about this? Is that something that they just tell them? Because she was on stage giving her speech at the time that this incident occurred. And I don't know if they told her in her earpiece that this has happened. And I wonder, is that something that they normally do? Do they always, whenever something happens like this, do they automatically interrupt her speech and tell her everything that's going on so that she can put it in a speech? I don't know. But she says she's calling for stricter GUN regulations, and also she wants to also add something about a voting act. She wants to throw that in there as well. She said she's pushing for stricter GUN laws, and also she wants to reenact the Lewis Act, voting act. So, she kind of threw that in there in her speech. She spoke about it. Biden spoke about it. My thing is that the United States produced so many GUNs here instead of any food or any goods for the people. They produce a lot of GUNs, and now they're calling for stricter laws when it comes to the violence that's produced by these GUNs. And I'm like, they should have been done that, But a lot of people said that they want to have their Second Amendment rights, which fine, but you see what happens here, because we don't know if that was a man who entered this school or a 14-year-old child. But the thing about it is that they also don't know if this child went to the school. And it's like, well, all you gotta do is simply ask him and see what he say. But I guess, we still gotta wait until they do a full investigation to see what's going on. But I just wanted to bring this information to you guys right now. I saw it. It's trending right now on Google Trends. And so I had to bring it over to you, especially, for anybody who's living in Georgia. They said that the parents, some of the kids were able to get in touch with their parents, and the parents rushed over to the school to, to help their student, their children. And there was barricades and stuff, of course, because there was a risk. They didn't want to let the parents on the school campus. But most of the parents showed up to the school trying to, get in and help their students, help their children, for sure. And I understand that. Most of the kids were able to run out the school. Some were not. Some had to barricade their way into the school. And they said that they definitely heard at least about 10 shots being fired. So again, they don't know if the people that were victims, they don't know if they were children or were they teachers, adults, what have you. They don't know the reason why this person entered the school to do this. So hopefully we'll get some updated information on this sooner than later. I'm definitely praying for the families, because I know this is a scary situation. School just started back and you have to deal with this. This is going to affect the children for sure, the ones that was there at the school. And they even did a lockdown, I think, to schools that was in the perimeter that was close by. They also locked those schools down just in case, but they think that the person was working alone. But again, they don't know for sure. Oh, this is so sad, and I hate to bring this type of news to you, but again, this happens in the United States more than we would like it to happen. It's unfortunate that, people they always trying to say, we're going to do a mental check before you get a GUN. Well, when the people going in for the GUN, 9 times out of 10, they probably don't have any type of mental issues. Life is happening, okay? With inflation, with people getting broken up with, people can't accept rejections no more, with issues going on behind closed doors, mental issues. It's a lot of issues that's going on here that they can't test for, later on once the person is a GUN owner. So you never know what caused this person to go overboard to do this, and there's really no good reason, no valid reason to ever do this. But then again, it happens. It happens, and it's so sad. It's so scary. I just wish that they could ban GUNs altogether, period, because there's no way to prevent this other than to ban the weapons. But, you tell me how you think in the comment sections. Again, this is a sad occasion. We're praying for the families. And catch me on the next trending topics. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.